do a match, cross match. From this skill I have, and from this job advert, where is the connecting point? What is it I've done before? And based on those things you've done before, you're now going to look for, like you mentioned earlier, examples. Examples of where I have done it, where I have demonstrated it. It is then you can now be able to do. So, like we already said, if you have a job description, like don't give it to us earlier, if there are 10 or 15 job requirements, at least you should be confident to do 5. You must at least have to be able to do 5 out of the job description. 5 of those. And remember, where was it I did this? Where was it I had this experience? And when you have that, then you now use the STAR method to be able to packages we were asking about earlier. Tell me about yourself.
Yes, sir.
How do you answer it? Tell me about yourself situation. It means you must remember the STAR, a situation where you did that, in which industry, in which market, in which company, in which charity. Then what is the task you were given? What were the challenges? What were the constraints? What were the deadlines? What were the issues that you were given? Then what was the action? And that's the important thing in an interview. Even I tell people, if you are in a team that delivered something, you must be able to articulate your own contribution to that. It's your own contribution we want to see, not the team contribution. What did you bring to the team? What did you deliver? And in that way, you have to talk about was it your leadership? Was it your initiative? Was it your team formation steps? If there was a team, how did you form the team? How did you come about the team? What steps did you go through to come about the team? Then it could also be your integrity, like we mentioned earlier. I don't know. When they ask you, you don't know, you said, I don't know. Like it was done to our pastor who was asked. He said, sorry, we know that word does not exist. He said, I don't know. And he said, well, you got it. That's the answer. I don't know. Because nothing like that existed. If he had thought of creating an answer, then they would have cut him out and say, okay, you didn't know it. There was nothing like that exists. So your integrity also is at play. Result. For anything you did, what was the result? What was the result? Was it your achievement, your improvement of process, increasing market share, cost saving? And again, reflection. Some use star, some use star R. Your reflection. What did you take away? Oftentimes, the reflection, in some cases, it comes from the aspect of a negative scenario. Something didn't go well. Everything went haywire. And now you're not thinking, oh, I failed in that situation. What did I do? Please, I need your guide me when it comes to timing for me to know how. I have about... Okay. So, tell me about yourself. Mention this later. Tell me about yourself. And quickly on each of these slides, you will see something over there. Just look at the bottom, you see the code. Those codes are just shortcuts. This is KESA. I say it's KESA because it's qualification, experience or exposure, what kind of skills do you have, what were your achievements, and like Randy mentioned and told us earlier, demonstrate. Demonstrate. You know where we are coming from. We are used to telling. We are used to telling things, isn't it? Just tell them what to do. But here, they want you to demonstrate, and that's why it is called behavioral interview questions. Why? Because research has shown that the way you behaved 5 years ago, 10 years ago, is the same way you're going to behave now and even in the future. We don't change. We are creatures of habit. The way you do things is the way you're going to do it. So we want to know, what's your behavioral pattern like? And that's why you are using the issue of these codes. So when they ask you, tell me about yourself, the first thing you should tell about is your qualification. Hi, my name is Temi. I have worked in the bank, 18 years experience working in the bank industry. And what were the roles you did in the bank industry? Oh, I was in charge of X, Y, Z. And in that role, that situation, I've been able to have your previous experience. Can you see? State experience applicable to the role you are applying for. Then you now tell us what are the skills. For you to have worked 18 years, what were the skills you deployed in 18 years? Managerial role, support role, overseeing a region, overseeing a state, overseeing a country, overseeing a continent, overseeing cross-continent, EMA, what are the things you did? Then what were the achievements? You can't say you have worked in a bank for 18 years and you did not have an achievement. What did you do in that 18 years? Have you saved time? Have you saved money? Have you improved processes? Have you increased profits? Have you increased market share? Have you increased visibility? Give figures. Don't just say, oh, I increased profits. When I resumed in the company, the profits were making about 500 billion. But when I joined them, I increased profit by 10% from 500 billion to this amount. I increased sales from 50% to 80% because numbers, figures is very important. Percentage increase, you believe that for your previous company is quite very important. And don't finish without telling us. And this is where, when it comes to interviews, that please don't do this mistake of just telling them everything. Relate it back to this role. Relate everything you are saying back to this role we am interviewing for. So as I am coming to this organization, I have delivered 18 years. I've made profit. I've got business development. I've increased the profit of my company from 550 million to 500 million. As such, in this role, if you give me the chance, I'm going to do the same for this organization. Currently, I've checked your records, I've checked your last year account online, and I saw you made 50 million. By my skill and my skill set, I'll be able to help increase your market from 50 million just like I have done, just as I have done in my previous role. Relate everything you are saying to this, because this is the role. You spoon feed them. Don't allow that they will choose. No, you must spoon feed. You must make everything to say what we are doing. All right, we have 18 of these to go, so I will need, or 15, I think. I will need to run now. Why do you want to work here? So I just have a series of frameworks. Why do you want to work? The first one, can you remember what's the first one? The code.
Q said.
KESA. Qualification, experience or exposure, skill, achievement, your demonstration. So now why do you want to work here? Why do you? Because we need to know your why. Employers don't want to, like Lola will tell us, we don't want to employ now. It's expensive employing a staff. It's expensive. And now in 6 months' time, spending the same amount of money in one. So we want to know, why do you want to work here? So we are looking for, are you actually the right person? So, and this is EFSFB. You evaluate, what are your intentions? Why do you want to apply for this role? What is interesting about this role? We want to know. So you need to exude that enthusiasm. I've been dreaming of working in this organization. In fact, when I was doing my master's program, I've seen your advert. I see the way the employees, the way they dress, or the way they whatever. We want to see that kind of situation. And what inspires you about the position? This particular role that I'm applying for, I've been, dreaming, and I couldn't just wait to start day one to be on this job. Why? Because I see it as part of what I've done before. I've excelled in it. Then what are the values? You told us earlier about value-based recruitment. What is the value of the company? So in NHS, for example, there's integrity, there is openness, and all those values. You must spoon feed them. I know that in NHS, your value is openness. Your value is this, is that. And as a person, I value openness. In fact, it has influenced everything I do. And as such, I think that there's a match between my value and the value of this organization. And I know I'm going to exceed and I'm going to do well working in this organization. And what are the skills? You relate, choose 1, 2, 3 of the skills of what you have before, what you did before, and you apply it to this current goal. Then your feet. It was good I didn't mention it earlier. That was what I said I thought I was going to first say. The 3 things that you must think about in every time you want to apply, with the people in the HR are looking for. The 3 F's. The 3 F's. Your fit to the culture of the company, your fit to the team, because you're not going to work alone, to the team you're working for, and your personality fit. Your personality, does it fit the kind of role? Because every role has a personality, and that's what they tell you, the persona, the person's specification, the person we are looking for this role. Do you fit that? So you look at the culture, you look at the team, you look at, do you fit that? And then you see in every of the framework, you end up with demonstrating. Don't leave it, don't just end. Always relate it. If you give me the opportunity, I've told you I have the same value like yourself. I've told you that I have the skills. I am a fit to the team. I'm a fit to the culture. I am a fit to my personality fits this role. As such, I'm going to increase profit. Because the reason why every organization work is what? Increase bottom line. I'm going to increase profit. I'm going to save time. I'm going to increase market share. I'm going to increase visibility. What are your deliverables? You must tell us by demonstrating. Show the employer why you are the right fit for the role. Be honest. Try to talk about, under 5 minutes, all this. So even though it's a framework of many things to say, you are not supposed to just say, just make it short and you can do it. So the third one, why should I hire you? Give me a case for me to hire you. Why should I, out of we are 10 of you interview for this role, and you say, why should I hire you? Why must you be hired? And then you tell us, again, you hire me, QKSFD, because of my qualification. You hire me because of my knowledge. I am knowledgeable about the industry. I'm knowledgeable about the product. I'm knowledgeable about your activities. I'm knowledgeable. I didn't put that today. There are 17 questions you should ask yourself before you apply for any role. 17 questions. 17. And one of those is that, who are the competitors of these people you're applying for? Who are the competitors? Do you know the competitors? Do you know the regulator? Do you know the laws that guard this organization? Lab person in the UK, what is the role? What is the lab? What is the laws governing the way people, biomedical lab people? What is the law that governs how they operate?
We call it UCAS.
UCAS.
United Kingdom Accreditation Service.
Okay, good. So those are the things you need to know. And then again, your feet, and you demonstrate. So you must show that you are the best candidate. See, you tell them they must see that, after sliced bread, I'm just me. You cannot get anything like me again. You can't get anything. I'm the best person for this role based on the way you interview. I need to run now. Again, this week, for those of you who maybe you are transitioned or you are moving from one place to another one, why did you lose your last job? We need to know. And please, if they fired you in your last job, you can still get a job. But the way you present that is important. You cannot just say they fired you, or else you will not be employed. So the way you manage that is very important. And so, what are the reasons you are looking to grow? You should not frame it based on, I'm looking for growth. I left my last job because I'm looking for growth. I left my last job because I'm looking for a new challenge. I left my last job because I moved to a new city. Majority of people, isn't it? I moved from one place, I'm in a new city. I left my last job because of career change, work-life balance. I'm looking for work, like somebody mentioned earlier. We want to go into the civil service because of work-life balance. I left because I'm moving to a new industry. There's a mismatch, and oftentimes you do this based on, if you are fired for anything, frame the essence of leaving that company based on, I had a new manager that came into the role. We didn't get going well. His expectation and my expectation did not match. And so I had to move on. Or management made a wrong decision and invested, and as a result of their investment,
There's redundancy.
no, there's no redundancy. The company sank. They lost a lot of money, and that's why they're don't call it redundancy. Restructuring. That, we said it earlier. Choice of words. You know, the same thing, but you don't say it the way.
Yeah.
Because of restructuring, they asked some of us to leave, and I just said, well, I just took my exit, and I'm looking to build a new career. So then you demonstrate all that again. I need to know. Now, this is one question you might see in the interview, and often people don't get prepared for it. We want to know, what is your greatest weakness? And don't say like other people,
I don't have any.
I don't have any weakness. I don't have any weakness. Everyone does have a weakness. It's what you do and how you present that weakness. So ensure you don't say, I don't have any weakness. We want to know. And now you might be asking me, how would I use QKSFD so long? They're asking just one thing. Because every response must be framed. We call it framing. You must frame the question. So if I'm going to use this now, you ask me, tell us, what's your greatest weakness? And you've told us earlier about technical skill and soft skill, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So if your weakness is technical or soft, you must know which is which and how you're going to present that. So if you ask me, for example, okay, tell us, what's your greatest weakness? Oh, thank you very much for me. Thank you for inviting me. Well, with a person of quite my qualification, years of, I have BSc in and I've had opportunity to work in diverse industry. However, of course, I have knowledge about your market, your industry, and what you do. And I have the skill as a manager. I can use software and everything. However, there was the challenge in which, when it comes to new challenges, I shy a little bit. But I've been able to grow out of that. What did I do? I registered for new conference. For example, in my last role, I was given a responsibility in which it was over me. But I quickly bounced back. I took a course. I registered for a course. I got a mentor. And walked me through. And with the support of my mentor, I was able to bounce back from that failure. And now I've been able to deliver based on the market share. I've been able to increase the profit despite that challenge. Don't leave any response on a sore note. Don't leave it on a sore note. Put a positive spin on it, and that will be. If you want more, just join the job club. We'll be able to support you more. Now, tell me when you were in a difficult situation, which you mentioned earlier about resilience. We want to know, do you have resilience? Have you been able to bounce back? So, if you in a difficult situation, QKSHD, we want to know how you handled the difficult situation. Highlight 2 or more examples to show how you handled the situation. Explain the problem. What was the challenge that you handled? Explain or give you the difficult colleague. I've been in an interview before, they asked you. They said, what if you have a colleague that does not want to do their job? What are you going to do? They want to know. Are you going to say, I don't take it all. I don't take nonsense. I will report to the manager. You cannot be in an organization and you are the one that will reporting everything to the manager. They want to know how you're going to handle that situation. Say, in my previous role, it was quite interesting. My colleague were both deliverables to deliver a project, but I found that she was not stepping up or he was not stepping up. So I scheduled a meeting. We went for coffee and I asked, on this project, you've not been stepping up. Is there something I need to know? Are there family challenges? Are there family situations? And when he told me about what he's going through, maybe he's going through challenges, family members sick and everything, I empathize with him. And as such, I felt, how can I support him for us to deliver this project. So I made sure that 30 minutes I will come before my time to do part of his task, and I wait 30 minutes after the time to still do part of his task. And I supported him all through that period. And at the end of the day, we delivered the project that increased the profit to the organization. We didn't have any challenge. And so that's how I would handle this situation. Now, did you get the way I responded? I didn't say that is a problem. You show that you are part of a team. You are supportive. And at the end of the day, there was a delivery. There must be deliverable in that situation. Don't ever say that you tell me about a time when you failed. Now, these are not things we don't always want. You know, Christians, go for it. I will not fail. I will not fail. Tell me when you fail, or you make a bad decision, or you made a big mistake. We want to, and if you made a big mistake and it ran the company aground, please don't. You must be able to frame it. You are not lying, but you frame it to give you another opportunity. Because the key point here is how you recover, how you bounce back. My time is up. Okay, I will just. So how you bounce back. So the key point here is, you mentioned, I believe failure is an opportunity to learn. Failure is an opportunity to learn. And this is what I learned. So, did you miss deadline? Did you miss the deadline? You know, did you misunderstand the budget, or you mismanage the budget, or ignoring customer feedback? Did you cause misconduct within the team? Were you unsuccessful in sales initiative? Managing every workload? You are a bank manager and they gave you blah blah, and you didn't manage your workload very well. What did you do? Describe the result and ensure you come back. How did you come back out of that problem? All right, let me rush now. Leading by example, the same thing. How did you show your influence, and how did you lead by example? All right, I think how would you deal with an angry customer? So I think my time is up. What's the greatest achievement? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So we want to know if you are a forward-thinking staff. Do you think ahead? And how do you answer that question? We want to know if you are going to, like I told you, employing people is expensive. If we employ you just right now, and after 6 months you are going, we employ that person, and after 6 months you are going, we want to know that you are going to be with us for a considerable number of time. Where we talk about your aspirations. All right. Don't go for any interview without having a question for the panel. You're not asking a question means you don't have any interest in this organization. You must have a question, but don't ask about salary. It's on the job.
And sponsorship.
Aha, thank you. Don't ask about sponsorship. Because when you ask about sponsorship, we are not going to take you. It means you're not going to perform. You're only looking for something that is beneficial, because everything in the interview response is what you can deliver for the organization, not what is going to benefit you. All right, I think on that note, we rush through it. We hope this is helpful. But if you want any more support, the Job Club is there. It's free of charge. And we know that you will be our next, you will join the next statistics of people that found employment in Jesus' name. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are trying to finish to time, but if you have